The big money is getting into the crypto game. So the experienced professional institutional traders are now getting into the crypto game. So every single day as Bitcoin is in the headlines and cryptocurrencies are in the headlines, more and more attention on cryptocurrencies. More and more institutional outfits like JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, they're putting trading desks in place for people to trade in the crypto markets on behalf of their clients. Most of them are starting with Bitcoin and Ether, but they're getting into the altcoin space as well. And if you've noticed lately, since the big sell-off, that the altcoin space is up and down every day by big margins. One day it's up, one day it's down. Usually it's across the board. There's the occasional outlier, and Bitcoin is up and down every day, kind of hovering in a little margin. So that shows you right there that the pros are in the game. Now, they're not in the game against you. They're not out to get the average investor. They're competing with each other for margin. Now, it's a very unregulated space. It's kind of wild, wild west, wide open out there right now. So the chances of collusion are very high, meaning not in a nefarious way, but just in a way to game the market, yield some profits. They're a few phone calls might be made every day in terms of a coordination of what they're going to do, driving stuff up and down. But again, it doesn't have anything to do with the individual investor. They're not trying to drive you out of the market. They're not after you. The market needs to function. It needs to operate. It needs to be healthy in order for anybody to make a profit. So they're just trading up and down. Like I've been saying the last few days, you got to lead the market up. You got to lead the market down. You got to stay and trade ahead of the momentum. You got to trade into the momentum. So start charting. If you're doing charting and technical analysis, I'm not a technician, I'm not an analyst, I'm an investor. So I follow the best in the business. I'll be doing some interviews with some of the top analysts out there. So keep watching for that to get their professional, institutional technical analysis. And when you hear these guys, it doesn't matter if you're a bear, it doesn't matter if you're a bull, when you hear these guys and gals and you look at how they chart and the technicals that they follow, what you want to do is you want to understand their thinking. And that's what I'm really going to help unlock for you, is how these professionals think, because that's what's in the market now. It's not what you're up against. You're not competing against them. They're not against you. They're in the markets to make money for themselves and for their clients. And what you got to do is understand how they think, what they're looking for, and what they're tracking and charting, so that you know where the moves are coming from, you know where the momentum's going, so that you can make money in and out. If you're a long-term holder, that's fine, but you got to think about this. If you are a long-term holder in Bitcoin, Ethereum, whatever it is, and you believe in that product, that project, that technology, and you're in it for the long run, there's absolutely nothing wrong, holding on forever. There's absolutely nothing wrong with selling at the top and then using those profits to buy more at the bottom. So if you are a Bitcoin believer and you're a Bitcoin holder for life, then your goal should be to accumulate more Bitcoin. So how do you do that? One of three ways. You either have to use your income from your job, or you have to use your income from a business, or you trade. And you trade in and out. You can trade in and out of Bitcoin top to bottom. You can trade in and out of altcoins top to bottom and use that to accumulate more. So whatever it is that you're long-term for, you need to understand there is serious professional talent that has been in the game for years and years and years with lots of money behind them, trading these moves now and driving momentum in the market and trading momentum in the market. So keep an eye on that. Watch out for videos upcoming that I'm going to be posting with technical analysis from institutional traders that have been doing this stuff for years and years with big money, moving the markets to help keep you informed so that you can stay ahead of the game, you can stay ahead of the trade, sharpen your skills, and hopefully this will help you. What my goal is in the cryptocurrency Bitcoin space, what I'm doing, my purpose is to bring you the reasonable, rational level information, education, insights into what's going on from an institutional standpoint, so you can understand where the markets are now that the institutional money and the institutional minds are entering the game, and more importantly, the institutional traders who are driving the ups and downs, the volatility and the fluctuations in the market. So as we go into the future, as cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin become more mainstream and more people get into it, there's three things that you can expect to happen, and I mean fast. Number one, regulation. SEC is going to jump in and regulate these things because they're basically securities. Not Bitcoin necessarily, but a lot of the altcoins are basically securities. So the SEC is going to get in there and regulate these things. The IRS, obviously, taxes. That's not a big deal. You got to report your crypto earnings anyways. And if you're buying cars with crypto, buying houses with crypto, whatever you buy with crypto, remember that's a taxable event. As soon as you transfer cryptocurrency to somebody, that's going to incur a tax. So make sure you study tax laws and understand what those are about. And then number three, Fed, Treasury, they're getting into the game, creating the digital dollar. All the countries are going to create digital currencies. So the idea that a deregulated cryptocurrency is going to become a mainstream currency that anybody other than individuals are going to use just isn't going to happen. The governments and the central banks aren't going to allow that to happen. They're going to create their own digital currencies. So the chances of a deregulated not even a third party, but a deregulated currency taking over and becoming a reserve currency, the chances of that are very slim because it's not insured, it's not regulated, it's not controlled, it's too volatile, fluctuates too much. So those are the things to watch out for. Cryptocurrency is here to stay, Bitcoin is here to stay, but it's a different game now. The markets are different. The valuations that people were once expecting, 100,000, 300,000, 500,000, you've got to make sure that you understand the technicals and the fundamentals behind that, and then you have to ask the question, how can that happen? Is that even possible? Who is going to pay $100,000, $300,000, $500,000 for Bitcoin? Who's going to pay $10,000, $20,000, $50,000 for Ethereum? So when you start thinking about these price projections and price predictions that people are throwing out there, in some cases recklessly with abandon and not giving accurate analysis and advice, you really want to take caution with that, and then ask yourself, well, how can that happen? Who's going to be the buyer? And I can tell you, institutions are not going to buy at 100, 300, 500,000. That's not what's going to drive those prices if they ever did reach that point. Institutions are in it for a profit. They have to gain profit, and they are in and out. They're going to move markets. They buy low, they sell high. They do not buy high and sell low. So just think about those things. Keep your eyes peeled for new videos coming out. I want to help you be prepared. I want to help you stay ahead of the market and help you understand the minds, the traders, and the technicals that are in the game now with institutional money and institutional traders entering the game.